Good evening to all. We're at Red Bull Arena, where the New York Red Bulls host the Houston Dynamo.
We are in the second minute of our 2 of stoppage time. Chance with Red Bull on the attacking half to get something forward. Tolkien, wide left, Harper. Isolated with Reigns. Harper, good early ball in. Just over the head of Barlow. Back down for Tolkien, and that's going to take us to the end.
Man, how did we not get out of that first half of the goal? Such a great job in terms of applying pressure, especially in that final third. We see probably the highest line that we have seen probably all season, and a good solid first half that unfortunately wasn't rewarded with a goal.
Hey, 45 plus to get one. Believe in each other and let's get it done. Come on. All in on 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's a warning for Steve Clark, taking too much time on the ensuing kick. This ball bounces, and a chance here for the Dynamo. Fracco lays this off, opportunity, it's in the back of the net. The Dynamo take the 1-0 lead, Karaskia, to give Houston the advantage on the road.
So you're back to the same story as last week, which is, can you now get a point out of it? A game which Red Bull has absolutely dominated. As we go to the 90th minute, John Tolkien set to take this corner. In-swinger with a left foot. Great ball across, headed down! And it is a Red Bull goal. It is Fernandez who comes out of nowhere and saves a point for New York.
Happy to get that goal in a situation where I normally don't find myself in scoring positions, but happy to get that goal and help the team get the draw at home.
A point here at home tonight against the Houston Dynamo with Steve Jolly. I'm Matt Harmon. Steve, a familiar theme, unfortunately, for this Red Bull team. A point last week against San Jose, a long week for the team, the coaches, players, organization. Come back with a heroic goal at the end from Fernandez. Grab a point against Houston. Hopefully can now put things together on the road next week starting in Montreal.
Yeah, it's really hard to put kind of the game in perspective relative to, I thought, a team that came out, put a lot of pressure on the final third, at least their first line of defense, which I thought was important, create a lot of great chances. But in saying that, you kind of think that the guys in the locker room right now are thinking, man, we should have gotten 3 points because we created so many great chances tonight.
Yeah, great opportunities. It's been a theme we've talked about. Tonight it was a little bit different. A couple of big saves from Steve Clark, a couple of deflections by Houston in the first half as well. Could have very easily been 3-0. But it had that eerie feeling of a game that a mistake might come back to cost you, and it almost did.
And it was a simple mistake by Reyes not being able to judge the bounce enough. You saw Houston being able to capitalize on it. But you got to be pretty optimistic, at least positive on the aspect of this is a team that kept on pushing forward. And fortunately for us, it was Fernandez who came up huge for this team and got the goal at the last minute or so.
And you look at things moving forward, Red Bull will start a 2-game road trip in Montreal, then Chicago, a place where they've had some success over the course of the last couple of games. A Montreal place traditionally difficult to get points out of, but a Montreal team which right now really struggling.
Yeah, after a long time of really us struggling at Montreal, we get a good result there last year. Hopefully we can go in with a little bit more confidence. Like again, we're on a nice little unbeaten streak, which is always nice to say, but this is a Montreal team that I think we can take advantage of, only playing 7 games and only winning 1 of those 7 games.
When you look overall for Red Bull, let's finish with this. They're marked through 8 games, 1, 2, and 5. If you're looking glass half full, it's points in 6 of 8.
Yeah, I think that is the kind of the meshes that you're going into. It's just making that natural evolution of this team trying to capitalize on some really good opportunities. Again, I think we did a really good job in terms of a high line, and hopefully we can go to Montreal next weekend and get 3 points.